is a video that I already filmed, but I'm refilming it because I didn't like how the first one came out. Hey guys, it's Zuri and I'm back with another video. So today we are going to be talking about how to find your art style. This is a topic that has been discussed and discussed and discussed. So having a distinctive art style is something that I feel like a lot of artists consider important. I can't speak for every artist on planet Earth. Obviously, I'm just one person, but from what I can see, having an art style is an important thing to artists. So I'm going to be sharing 4 ways that I think you can find/develop your own art style. And because I am not a know-it-all, I'm going to be putting links in the description of this video for you to discover what other artists have to say about this topic and find resources that might be helpful to you. So, step 1. Drawing from observation. Drawing from observation is a big thing that I was taught in school. Drawing from observation helps you a lot. It helps train your eyes and it helps you understand the elements of art in a practical way. For those of you who don't know, the basic elements of art, I'm going to be reading off of my phone here. The basic elements of art are line, shape, texture, form, space, color, and value. And I will leave a link in the description if you want to learn more about those things. But by drawing through observation, when you're staring at something that is in front of you, for example, a stack of books on your desk, or maybe you're sitting outside and you decide to draw a tree, you are actively applying these elements and you're able to see these elements in action, essentially. And eventually you'll be able to recreate these things from imagination. I mean, everybody draws from imagination, whether they're a beginner artist or a seasoned artist, a well-seasoned artist that's drawn tons of things. But drawing from observation when you are first starting out, or even if you just want to improve your art style, it can help you to make things look more realistic when you do draw from your imagination, because you know where light and shadows form and the way that texture looks on things. It's just a really helpful skill that might be hard and feel daunting at first, but the more you do it, the less it feels like a huge undertaking, and it can actually be really fun, especially if you choose objects around you that you like, that you think look pretty, and you know, you just try to make it as fun as possible. Drawing from observation also helps your art style, because I know for me, when I had a period of time where I was like worried that I didn't have an art style, and I felt like I had to really look for one, like I had to really reach for one, when what I realized was that a lot of times your art style is intrinsic. It's already there inside of you, you just have to bring it out. So let's say you've drawn 10 things. Let's say you've drawn stacks of books, trees, apples, the clothes on your bed. You've drawn like everything around you. Lay those drawings out on a table and look at them, and you'll be able to see the similarities in what you draw. Of course, you can tweak things here and there if you don't like the way that you draw certain things, but you'll be able to see a specific style there. Like I just said, you can always change this. But it's nice to see the fact that you already have an art style. You just have to kind of bring it out of you and kind of tweak it and change it and make it something that you're really, really proud of and you really like. Step 2. Imitation. They say that it's the biggest form of flattery, but it's also a really good way of finding your art style. My mom always says that there's nothing new under the sun, because it's true. A lot of things that exist now are imitations or copies of things that have already existed before. If you just take a look at social media, there are so many different ways of doing the exact same thing, and you see like the different elements of one thing implemented in another. It's just a part of life. We see repetitions and different variations of the same thing, and it's the same in art. A lot of art that you see on social media might look similar, and that's because it's an imitation or similar to something that's existed before. And this is fine. Looking for inspiration from other artists and using their art in order to kind of develop your own art style or find things that you can put in your own art is all well and good, as long as if you're posting something that looks like, if you draw someone else's character or you directly imitate someone else's piece and you post it, of course, you gotta credit the artist. But let's say there's a specific artist who has a group of pieces that you really, really enjoy. Let's say they use really vibrant, really bright colors. It's okay to take that idea of really bright and vibrant colors and put it into your own art. Imitation doesn't necessarily mean sitting down and copying that artist's work line for line, stroke for stroke, which again, if you do that, please credit the artist. It's more about taking elements of what they do and adding it to your art because you like what they're doing, so you're putting it into your art. And of course, even if you do that, it's cool if you say, hey, my work is inspired by such and such. Even if it's like a TV show that you really like a show on Cartoon Network or even an anime, and you like the way that art style is, it's okay to draw your own characters in that style, or even draw some of those characters and try and put it in your own style or put your own twist to those characters, to that world. It can pay off. Step 3, study art history. Now the combinations of the word study and history might sound like a bit of a bore, but art history is something that is so vast. There are so many different types of art, so many like art movements and like things that have happened in the art world that you can just dive into. A quick Google search of art movements will give you an entire list of art movements, and I guarantee you there's going to be at least one art movement that you really like and that you'll be like, wow, I want to kind of recreate that, or I want to implement parts of that into my own work. And this is something that we did in school. A project that we had to do is take an art piece, imitate it, study the different elements that artist used, and then implement those elements into our own work for our own final projects. So doing this is something that can help you a lot. And like I said, a quick Google search of art movements will give you a ton. And even if it's just looking at the image that goes with the art movement, for example, pop art or Art Nouveau, if any of those images look interesting to you, click on it, learn about it, look at the artists that are from that movement, and voila, you have an abundance of inspiration that you can glean from and take something from those movements and from those artists and implement them into your art style. So, step 4, the last step that we are going to look at today, is do not limit yourself. I know that sometimes it's easy to feel like you have to put yourself in a box, and this isn't just for art, this is for like a lot of things, but in reality you don't. With art, it's really cool if you can bounce between different styles. It's cool if you can go from like a really like realistic style to like a really cartoony style. You can do like anime. Like, it's good versatile because you never know where your art's going to take you, and you never know what kind of projects you'll end up doing, and different art styles are required for different projects. If you're doing like a webcomic, even, you can have, and I love when artists do this, and I'm even working on doing this myself, but like you have like one panel where a character is like really like detailed and like really realistically drawn, or at least really detailed, and then like something really funny happens, or they're being over dramatic about something, and it like transforms like a chibi style, or like a really like animated, like goofy kind of looking style, but it brings out the emotion. So it's good if you can be versatile, and it keeps your work from being stale, because even like with music, you like listening to an artist, but you like hearing them do different things with their music and do different things with their voice. It's the same thing with art. It's cool to switch it up. It's cool to try new things. Never be afraid to try new things. So yeah, this is from one artist to another. And you know, I'm still learning about art every day. I'm still experimenting, and I still have a lot to learn. So, you know, take what I say knowing that I am no expert. I'm still learning. As I said at the beginning of the video, I will put links in the description to resources that you might find helpful in your artistic journey. Those are things that I'll also be looking into. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful in any way, shape, or form. If you have any questions, or you have any like tips of your own for other people, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see other videos from me, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.